So let's talk sports today. Now please don't run away. It's not as scary as you all seem to think it is. Anyone with dyspraxia or any form of autism literally sprints as well as they can to the sound of, hey, let's go do some sports. Being neurodiverse, doing anything sport related just seems like utter hell. And if you're at school and you still have to do PE, by God, do I feel incredibly sorry for you. Doing sport at school for me was horrific, so I understand how you all feel. It's not nice. You genuinely have to be put in sports that you're not very good at, things that include an awful lot of hand-eye coordination and moving about, which for anyone with any kind of neurodiversity, you know, it's kind of a struggle. It can be a struggle. That is unless you're doing sports that are neurodiversely good for you. Words. So I put together a very small list of sports that are particularly good for people with neurological disorders such as autism, dyspraxia, Asperger's and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to start off with one that I did for quite a long time, and it meant getting up at like 6 o'clock in the morning to be able to do this at the weekends, which meant I had absolutely no weekends, but it worked really, really well for me, and that was in fact swimming. Swimming's one of those things that requires a lot of repetitive motion. It can help you train your muscles and be able to move them in sync and just be able to train your body to work as you want it to, which is why swimming can be so good for anyone with neurological disorders, because anyone who has chronic pain, which is quite common in neurological disorders, it helps with that, and it's just a very good sport to do, especially if you're neurodiverse. A lot of parents will know that as soon as they put a neurodiverse kid in the water, they love it or they hate it. You know, it's a bit of a love-hate relationship. The second one is my personal favourite. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know I absolutely love it, despite my incoming funds seem to stop me from doing it. But horse riding is a very well known and a very good example of a good sport for people with neurological disorders. Reason being, horse riding is one of those things that really does train your upper body strength, which is something people with neurological disorders kind of suffer with, having very poor upper body muscle tones. It can cause things like slouching and, you know, anything that can cause a bit of pain for like day-to-day life, like sitting at a desk, you know, just generally walking around, holding stuff on their backs. It really does help with that. Plus, it's nice to have that kind of animal-human bond as well. It's working with another animal, which I always find really lovely. Martial arts is a fantastic one for training short-term memory and really training your body to work how you want it to. The good thing about martial arts is that there are very many different types of techniques that you can kind of go for. I personally do traditional karate, and there are things called katas, which is something, it's choreographed movement, something that you learn, you practice, and so again, it's muscle memory, it trains your body to move in sync. Hiking is actually on the list of like the top things for people with neurological disorders to do. Hiking's one of those things where you just train your body for like everyday movements, and that can be anything from climbing mountains, doing a lot of forest walking. There's loads of stuff you can do, and it's a very communal type of sport to do. It's very sociable as well, which I think is really good. It helps build social skills as well as improving, you know, muscle tone, body movement and stuff like that. The next one is a little bit of a nemesis for me, but I do get a lot of lucky strikes with it. Pun intended. So, bowling. You'll be surprised how many people actually take up bowling as an actual sport, something that they do on a regular basis. The good thing about bowling is that you can choose bowls of different weights, different sizes, and again, it's one of those repetitive motions that you get to grips with. So just a breakdown of all those sports, you've got swimming, horse riding, martial arts, hiking and bowling. Let us know in the comments what kind of sports that you find really help with neurological disorders. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Bye.